Hey Rose, this is Mrs. Skogland. Just wanted to give you a little feedback on your summer assignment. So we're mostly going to be talking about the afterword since that was the one that you starred, but I'll kind of reference some of your other paragraphs as well. All right, so I'm starting off in a body paragraph, which is what this format is. I always look for a good topic sentence to start, and we want that to come out and answer the question in that first sentence and kind of preview what's coming in the paragraph. So in this particular paragraph, Rose, and I noticed it in a few of your other paragraphs too, but this one especially, you don't really actually answer the question. So the question is like, which is your strongest and which do you need to improve the most in? And you kind of just say like, I've learned a lot about myself and I've learned a lot about the brain. So I don't know that that totally goes back and answers that question right off the bat. Also, notice the original question was which is your strongest and which do you need to improve on the most. So be really careful to answer all parts of the prompt, okay? Because it looks to me like most of this paragraph is only half of that. The next thing I look at is actually the end of your paragraph. And again, we want that to actually tie back to the original question and kind of wrap everything up. So again, this one only deals with half of your question. You only talk about your strongest feature. But I noticed, Rose, even in some of your other paragraphs, you did have concluding sentences, but sometimes they were kind of just like the exact same thing as the topic sentence. So we want to make sure to kind of rephrase those and really make them a little bit distinct. So I think that would be a good opportunity for revision. All right, next I looked at your evidence, and I actually think this is a strong point for you as a writer. You do a great job of selecting evidence, so you have like, different quotes about, I think you said your strongest is story here. And you're also doing a really nice job of what we call embedding or like integrating your evidence. So up here you have a quote that's introduced with a colon. Here you have one introduced with a comma, and you did both of those correctly, which is awesome. So really nice work there. Keep that up. Next on commentary, what I liked about your second piece of commentary here is that you actually gave an example of yourself. So you said, like you had the quote and then you said, I've been a dancer, and that allows me to use emotion to carry facts, which is what the quote had said. And so I loved how you connected the quote to something you actually do. However, some pieces of your commentary, and this was the case in other paragraphs too, like that one really shined. This one, though, isn't quite as in-depth. Like this one is talking about how facts are basically just like not as valuable. And notice you sort of just restate that in your commentary. You don't really make a personal connection or you don't give another example. So I think it would be great if you could go back and maybe add some of that in. Conventions and citations next. Citations look perfect, so great job there. Conventions looked pretty good, like I can definitely tell you proofread. I just want to encourage you, occasionally I noticed like use of you, and we really want to avoid those kind of personal pronouns. It just sounds super informal, and we don't want that. So even just saying like laughter is very good for people really elevates your word choice. All right. I was also going to talk about your R-directed activities. Thought you did a good job there. And I liked the one about your story one, where you watched a TED Talk. It sounds like this speaker did a great job using story, and so I hope you enjoyed looking at that example. Anyway, just wanted to give you some feedback.